Hey, what's up, guys? This is Mike from CashflowMMA.com. Today I'm going to give you a prediction video for UFC 198 Vieira versus Tate. But before we get started, I thought we were going to just have a quick look at last week, how we did. Last week we won 3 out of 3 underdog bets. So if you follow our tips last week, you would have won a lot of money. We had Marcos Rogerio at 2.3 times the money. We had Chaos Williams by KO TKO, which gave 3.2 times the money. And last we had Down Young at 1.83. So yeah, please subscribe to the channel and you can keep making money with us here on YouTube. So let's get started with this week's UFC event. First out, we have these names. They are so difficult. Natan Bieke Shailan. I'm just gonna call him Shailan versus Sean Soriani. Actually, Sean Soriani. Here we see him with Arvin Riviera. I don't know if you've heard about this, but Arvin Riviera, he just got out. He actually attacked both of his sisters. He had like a psychosis, and he tried to kill both of his sisters. But he just got out. I'm really glad he's doing better. He's like on medication now, so I'm happy for him that everything is good. But let's talk about the fight. This fight is going to be mostly like wrestler versus striker. Sean Soriani, he is going to want to keep this on the feet. He could catch Shailan with a submission. Shailan is a really powerful fighter. He's really strong wrestler, and this is probably going to be decided pretty early who is going to win this fight. If Shailan can get those early takedowns, keep the fight mostly on the ground in the beginning of the fight, then he's probably going to do really well and may win the fight. If Sean Soriani can keep the fight standing in the beginning and just keep picking away at Shailan, then he will probably do really well in the whole fight. Sean Soriani he's definitely a better striker. Shailan is he's got powerful hands. He's a really strong, muscular guy. So, but his technique is not. He's really open. He's there to be hit, and we are not too surprised to see if Soriani getting a TKO or KO in this fight, but. We have Sean Soriani winning this one by decision, and the odds for this fight, yes, Sean Soriani is a huge favorite actually. He may, I don't know if the odds are should be really this wide. They should perhaps be a little bit closer, I think, but yeah, we also have Sean Soriani winning this one by decision. And up next we have Cody Durden versus Kileng Auri. Kileng Auri, he likes to go for takedowns, so does Cody Durden. But a big difference in this fight is that Cody Durden, he actually also has pretty good stand-up, so let's just take a quick look at the odds here. Yeah, they are really close. Cody Durden is the favorite in this one, and in our opinion, he should be the favorite in this fight. He's the more well-rounded fighter. Killing Auri, his striking is not that good, and Cody Darden actually he's got really good leg kicks, and he has got pretty good hands also. Got submitted in his last fight out, and he got a draw against Chris Gutierrez. So this guy is actually pretty good, and we got Cody Darden winning this one. He's most likely going to have to. He's probably going to have to defend some takedowns, and most likely he's going to be taken down at least once. But we do think he's going to be able to do enough damage on the feet and keep this fight on the feet long enough to at least win rounds. And maybe in the third round he could even get a finish. But we have Cody Darden winning this one also by decision. But Cody Darden win by KO TKO is wouldn't be too surprising either. So then moving on, up next we have actually we got the order a little bit wrong here. Luana Pinero versus Sam Hughes was actually the first fight. So let's take a look at that one. Luana Pinero, she is a really good prospect actually. She's going to have a reach disadvantage in this fight, but she has great takedowns. If you look at these crazy stats here, 10.61 takedowns average for 15 minutes, and a takedown accuracy of 83%. And she has got a really good output, and yeah, she absorbs 3.11. Sam Hughes, she's had a pretty rough start in the UFC. First, she lost to Tisha Torres, and then to Loma Lookboonmee. And now she's getting another tough matchup here with Luana Pinero. We got Luana Pinero winning this fight. She's probably going to be able to get this fight to the ground, and she's a black belt, so seeing her get a submission here would not be too surprising. She also has really good hands. Well, really, she has got pretty good hands. She has got some power, and she could definitely. She's the better. I would say she's the better striker. Sam Hughes. What she probably would like to do is like clinch up and make it like a dirty fight, but if she does that, Luana is just going to throw her straight to the ground, and so at distance Luana is also really good. So I really like Luana Pinero in this fight. She's probably going to be able to finish Sam Hughes if it's by submission or KO TKO. It's a little bit difficult to say, but we're going to say Luana will win this fight by submission in round 2. Did we check the odds? I don't remember. Yeah, Luana Pinero is a huge favorite in this one. She's the biggest favorite on the whole card actually. What did the odds started at? Really, she was a really big favorite from the start. Yeah, so let's move on here. Up next, we have Terrence McKinney versus Fares Siam. Fares Siam is a really good striker. Here he is with Gilbert Burns, training at Sanford, and Adam Borix from Bellator. And yeah, this guy, he's been training at Sanford MMA, and when did he fight last time? I don't remember. Don't remember seeing him for some time now. Oh, it's actually in June. Yeah, so this is basically a striker versus wrestler matchup here. Terrence McKinley, he does have some good kicks. He definitely can, and he has also got power in his hands. Last time out, he got the quickest lightweight KO in the UFC history. He knocked out Matt Frivola in just 7 seconds with a 1-2. So he's of course working on his stand-up and his boxing, but he's like a kill or be killed kind of fighter. He has got power in his hands. He's got good kicks, and he's got good takedowns, really good takedowns and submissions. But he's so far up until now, he's been really open. He doesn't have, his defense is really bad. So I mean, he can definitely get himself knocked out. And now he's going up against a really good striker who is of course working on his takedown defense, and he has pretty good takedown defense actually. He won against Jamie Mullarkey. Jamie Mullarkey, I believe he got him down a few times. Let's see. Yeah, I did get 5 takedowns. So I mean, but he's at 68% takedown defense. So he has got a pretty good takedown defense, and he's going to have a 2-inch reach advantage in this fight, and he's going to be quite a bit taller. Well, we do have Fares Siam winning this fight. The odds for this fight is, wow, they are really close. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting fight to see how this goes. The longer, I believe, the longer this fight goes, the better it's going to be for Fares Siam. McKinney is really dangerous early. Is really explosive. Good, like we said, good kicks and some heavy punches. If Fares Siam can perhaps stop some early takedowns or get back to his feet early, he has got really good jab, and his striking, he can jab all night. So if he can keep Terrence from taking him down too much early, so he can save some gas tank, Fares is going to win this fight, and we do have him winning this one, and it's all going to depend on whether or not Fares can keep this fight standing and survive the first, perhaps half of the first round. The longer the fight goes, the better it's going to be for Fares Siam if we can keep this standing. So it is a close fight, and it's hard to say for sure how this one is going to go, but we do favor Fares Siam in this fight. He's probably going to be able to start taking over the fight after perhaps 2 or 3 minutes. He's going to start doing pretty well with his jab. So we got Fares Siam winning this one, most likely by decision, but he could get a late KO TKO also. Let's see what we have next. This order I think is correct here. Yeah, so up next we have Loma Lookboonmee versus Lupi Godinez. Now this is actually a really fun women MMA matchup here. Lupi Godinez losing her short notice fight last time out against Luana Carolina, who had a huge reach advantage and height advantage. Now she's going to fight for the first time, I bet for a long time, someone who is actually shorter than herself, and they have the same reach. Loma Lookboonmee, she has of course got those great kicks, good output, and she's been working all the time, of course, with her takedown defense. She's up right now at 76% and a 37% takedown accuracy. Loopy, she likes the takedowns, and she has 4.38 takedowns average per 15 minutes. See, I really like betting on wrestler boxers who has good takedowns, but in this fight, Loma is going to be the better striker most likely. Loopy has got some good boxing, but the kicks of Loma, she's a really powerful striker. She's got those Muay Thai kicks, and Loop is going to need to get this fight to the ground, and it's not too unlikely that she is going to get the fight down at some point, and it's going to be a close fight. The odds, Godinez is the favorite to win this one, 1.67. Yeah, let me see here. Yeah, in her last fight out, she actually took down Sam Hughes 4 times. Ginyu Freight took her down once. She has gotten taken down in all of her fights except her last one. So, I mean, this is it's a little bit difficult matchup to say who is going to win this one. It's all going to depend upon the takedowns of Loopy, if she's going to have success with her takedowns or not. Actually, I'm going to have to change my mind on this one. I do think Loopy probably will win this fight by decision. She is probably going to have success with her takedowns in this fight, and yeah, it's a tough. This is a tough one, but we are going with Loopy Godinez to win this one by decision. She will probably on the feet. Loma has a slight advantage, but Loopy with her takedowns should be able to win a decision in this one. So we got Loopy Godinez winning a decision here, but it could be a close fight. But yeah, we got Loopy there. So up next we have Rafa Garcia versus Natan Levy. Rafa Garcia is going to be the more well-rounded fighter here, the better striker, the better boxer. He has 2 losses. He has had some pretty tough fights here in the UFC. Last time out, in his first fight, it was against Hack Prast, where he had actually, it was a good fight. He actually put up a really good performance in that fight. He definitely lost the fight, and as I recall, it was a short notice fight also, and he made Akbrast work for that win. And then in his last fight out here, he fought Chris Kreutzmacher, and he lost that one also. But now he is going to fight Natan Levy. I mean, in this fight, what you gotta look at here is Garcia's takedown defense. He's got a really good takedown defense, and he's got pretty good boxing. He has got better hands. Rafa Garcia definitely has got better hands than Natan Levy. But Natan Levy has got pretty good kicks. But this is basically also going to be decided upon Natan Levy's if he's going to be able to get this fight to the ground, because on the feet we definitely see Rafa Garcia winning. He's got the better boxing, and you see him outworking Natan on the feet. So it's going to be again here decided upon whether or not Natan can get the fight to the ground. And Rafa Garcia, with his great takedown defense, he could absolutely get taken down in this fight, and actually most likely he will get taken down at some point, but we see him at least winning rounds against Natan Levy in the stand-up, and probably doing a little bit better in the round 2 and 3. Natan Levy is really explosive, athletic guy, so in round 1 he could do pretty good with his kicks and movement. But as the fight moves on, I think we see Garcia having more and more success with his striking, with his boxing. So we got Rafa Garcia winning this one. That is a little bit difficult also to predict how it's going to go, but because Natan Levy also has only had that one fight in Dana White Contender Series, so it's hard to get a super good read upon his current abilities. And I mean, when was that fight? I don't remember. Yeah, it was like a year ago. So yeah, we got Rafa Garcia winning that one with his boxing, with his striking. Probably by decision. Natan looks to have a pretty good chin also. So that one we have Garcia winning, and up next we have Pat Sabatini versus Tucker Lutz. This is another good fight here. There are actually, in my opinion, there are a lot of good fights on this card. Just the names, they are not big names, but there are a lot of fun fights actually. I like this fight here, Pat Sabatini versus Tucker Lutz. Lutz going to have a 2-inch reach advantage. They have the same height. Tucker Lutz has a really good output, and he's got a really good takedown, 63% accuracy, and a really good takedown defense here. Last time out he won against Kevin Aguilar, which is a pretty good win. And Pat Sabatini got a submission over Emmers, and before that he won against Connolly. Pat Sabatini he's a really good fighter, but his cardio is a little bit his cardio is not that great actually. And Connolly, he had I mean, he was dominating the Connolly fight, but in the last round he actually was really tired in the last round of the Connolly fight, as I remember. And then he got the heel hook in round 1 against Jamal Emmers. So, and I mean, these fights are from April and August, so what we can take away from that, I believe, is that Sabatini is perhaps in the 3rd round he's going to have some maybe going to have some cardio issues. He's not going to be performing quite as well as Tucker Lutz. Tucker Lutz is going to want to probably keep this fight on the feet. He has got really good, like we mentioned, he has got really good takedowns and takedown defense. At least in the beginning of the fight, the smarter thing to do for Tucker Lutz would probably be to keep it standing. Sabatini has got some power in his hands, but his striking is not that great. He's got power and speed, but Tucker Lutz has got really good kicks, and his hands are pretty decent also, and he's got a high output. So this fight, as I remember, the odds are pretty close. Let's see. Yeah, Sabatini is the favorite here. I like this. I like this a lot. Sabatini is the favorite, and I don't agree with that. Actually, I think Tucker Lutz is going to win this fight. He's got really good takedown defense, and Sabatini doesn't have that super good takedowns. I mean, he could get the takedown here, but what we see here is Tucker Lutz winning at least 2 rounds here out of 3, and he may even get a finish in the 3rd round when Sabatini starts to really slow down. But we have Tucker Lutz winning probably a decision here. He's going to outpoint Sabatini, probably stopping some takedowns and keep this on the feet, and just outpointing Sabatini, and yeah, and winning a decision. So Sabatini, he does see. I mean, he could get some takedowns and control Lutz with his wrestling, but we do think that Lutz should be able to stop those takedowns and at least be on the feet enough to be able to score enough to win rounds. And I mean, if he would get in trouble on the feet, he also has those 63% takedown accuracy, so he could probably get the fight to the ground also if he needed to. So yeah, we have got Top Gun Lutz winning this one by decision or submission. I mean TKO, KO in the 3rd round. And then we have a really fun fight here. Up next here we have Adrian Yanez versus Davey Grant. We got Adrian Yanez here all day. Really good takedown defense and much better boxing than Davey Grant. Davey Grant has got he's got good takedowns and he has got a pretty good output. He has got a lot of kicks, spinning kicks, and he throws heavy punches. And he lately has had a lot of success in the stand-up. I think he knows. I mean, he knows he's, what is it, 36 years old, 35. Yeah, soon to be 36 years old. I mean, I think he's just he knows that he's not going to be around for that much longer, so he's probably, he just goes there and he takes some chances. I think that's smart, but in this fight, his defense is just, he doesn't have a good defense, and that is, we definitely see that his lack of defense is going to cost him in this one, because Adrian Yanez, he has got really good hands, and last time out against Costa, he got out jabbed in the first half of the round, a bit more, maybe almost 3.5 minutes, and then Yanez started when Costa started to slow down a little bit. He also managed to find a better rhythm, and he started to land his own jab and just take over the fight and finish him in the second round, I think it was. So yeah, I mean, Davey Grant, he does have a chance to win this one if he can connect with something heavy in the first round. Probably it has to be. And we also could see Davey Grant being successful in the first round. Adrian Yanez may be a little bit he may take it a little bit easy in the first round, just reading Grant, his movements, his kicks, his punches, and then start, as the round goes on, he will start to pressure more and more. So yeah, but we definitely see Yanez winning this one, at least 2 rounds, and most likely is going to stop Davey Grant. I don't know if, as I recall, he's never been stopped before by strikes. No, never by strikes before. But most likely this is going to be the first time that he's going to get KO'd or TKO'd. Because we have Adrian Yanez winning this fight in the second or third round by KO, TKO. But I don't know if it would be a good bet, because let's just check what the odds are. Adrian Yanez by finish. Yanez wins by KO, TKO is 2 times the money. It's yeah, I wouldn't bet on that, I think. But we do think he's going to win by KO, TKO, but you never know. Davey Grant is tough. He could survive and win. Adrian Yanez could win a decision, but yeah, actually we are going to say that Adrian Yanez got this by KO, TKO, probably in the second round. But yeah, it's basically, this is how we see this, is either Yanez got the KO, TKO in the second or third round, or he's going to win a decision. It's like we really can't see Davey Grant winning this one. It would be if he really lands something really heavy in the first round, then yeah, he could win by KO, TKO. But Adrian Yanez seems to have a pretty good chin also, so he's never been stopped before. So yeah, we are going to say Adrian Yanez by KO, TKO in the second round. And up next then we have Joanna Wood versus Tai La Santos. Let's just check it once at the odds here. Calderwood, yeah. Here we have Santos is a huge favorite in this one, and we also have Tai La Santos winning this one. Joanna Wood, I do like her that in the striking she has got a really high output. That's something, when you're betting, you always want to bet on guys that have a high output. So I mean, if it weren't for Santos takedowns, this would be a completely different fight. But most likely Tai La Santos is going to strike a little bit with Wood, and then she's going to take Joanna Wood down. Last time out, she took Mudaferi down 5 times, won that decision, and she had a knockdown also. It's going to be something similar here. We see Tai La Santos standing up a little bit, and we could see the fight being pretty close in the stand-up. Then perhaps 2 minutes in or something like that, Tai La Santos is going to go for the takedowns, and she may even get the submission in this fight. He's only got 2 submissions out of 19 fights, so I mean, maybe not. But she could get the submission there, but most likely Tai La Santos is going to win this fight by decision. She's going to combine her wrestling and striking and just win the rounds thanks to her wrestling. The striking is going to be pretty even, and perhaps later on Santos will be more successful, but we see the striking being pretty close and Santos winning rounds thanks to her wrestling. So yeah, we got Tai La Santos by decision. And then we have Rani Yahya against Kyung-Ho Kang. This is going to be, well, I think probably most people is not going to be that excited about this fight, but I think it's going to be a pretty fun fight. Kyung-Ho Kang has a 6-inch reach advantage. He's got a good jab, and he's going to want to keep this fight standing. Rani Yahya, he with his black belt in BJJ, he's like always, he's going to want to take this fight to the ground. And what I think is pretty fun with Rani Yahya is that he, because he's so good on the ground, he just throws everything with a lot of power. He's not afraid to be taken down. So he's had some pretty crazy fights because of that. But he also gasses because he uses so much energy throwing everything 100%. So Kyung-Ho Kang is really technical, and he also has really good takedowns, and he's got a pretty good takedown defense. In this fight, the odds are really even, and we got Kyung-Ho winning this one. Probably by decision, but he could also win by KO TKO, but Rani Yahya is really tough, so most likely we see Kyung-Ho Kang outpointing Rani Yahya and simply winning a decision, jabbing Rani Yahya basically for 3 rounds. But for sure, Rani Yahya is probably going to have Kyung-Ho Kang in some trouble at least in some point of some time in the fight. He may get the takedown eventually, but we see Kyung-Ho Kang surviving some danger that would probably occur in the fight and winning a decision. He's going to have such a big reach advantage, and he's going to be so much better on the feet. So he should be able to outpoint Rani Yahya in this fight and keep it on the feet long enough to win rounds. But I mean, Rani Yahya, he's so good, so he could get a submission in this fight, but most likely Kyung-Ho Kang is going to win that one by decision. And then up next there we have Michael Chiesa versus Sean Brady. Another fun fight here. Both of these guys are BJJ black belts. Chiesa he lost last time out against Luke, and Brady won against Matthews. Brady is, what is he, 14-0? He's got some pretty good wins, and Chiesa also has got some good wins in his last fights, and he had Luke also in some trouble. But the thing with Chiesa is, I don't know if he gets so excited, he loses positions and he gets caught in submissions himself. But he's really good on the ground. They both are really, really good on the ground. Chiesa is going to have a 3-inch reach advantage. He's going to be quite a bit taller. And well, with the stats here, Chiesa has got a really low output, and Brady has a really good output. And Brady has a really good takedown defense. But Chiesa also has really good takedowns and a lot of takedowns. And he has got a good double leg takedown also. This is basically the way we see this is who is going to get the first takedown, and that is something that's going to be very interesting here. But we have Sean Brady winning this one. He's the more well-rounded fighter on the feet. Chiesa is getting better and better, and he can be a little bit dangerous on the feet also now. But we see Brady being the more well-rounded fighter. He's going to win the stand-up in this fight, and most likely he's also going to be the one that is going to get the first takedown also. And as the fight progresses, we also see Sean Brady being more successful. Chiesa is going to be more dangerous early in the fight, while Brady is going to start taking over the longer the fight goes. So yeah, we have Sean Brady winning this one. Maybe is going to be able to get the submission. So yeah, we're going to say Sean Brady by submission here in round 2 or 3. But it could be a decision also. But yeah, we got Sean Brady winning by submission in round 2. And yeah, and then we are at the main event. Ketlen Vieira versus Miesha Tate. Miesha Tate got that finish against Renu last time out, and she's got some pretty good takedowns, and her hands, she's getting better, a little bit funny. She's getting like more muscular almost the older she gets. A little bit weird, but yeah, Miesha Tate is pretty strong. She's a pretty strong woman. She's now 35 years old. She's got 7 submissions against Ketlen Vieira, who's a black belt, and she's got 4 submissions. Vieira has also got really good takedowns. She lost the fight against Kuniskaya, and it was a pretty close fight. Vieira had some good takedowns in that fight. It's just that she should have taken advantage more of her takedowns. She was like mostly trying to pass and go for submissions instead of just doing some damage when she had her opponent on the ground. But in this fight, we have Ketlen Vieira winning this one, most likely by decision. She should be, at least when you look at the fight as a whole, Vieira should be. She should have more success standing, even though Miesha she has some powerful strikes, and she can have some success also in the striking. But we basically see Vieira slightly better at everything in this fight, but the striking is pretty close, and honestly the wrestling also is pretty close. But we see Vieira just being a little bit better, both in the striking and in the wrestling with the takedowns also. So yeah, we have Vieira winning that fight by decision, and yeah, that's it. It's probably going to be a better card than one might expect when you just look at these names. They're not really that huge names on the card, but it should be a really fun night of fights, really fun fights. So please subscribe to the channel, and please look at the description, and we will have the best bets for this event. And let's hope we do just as well as last week, and see you guys soon again. Thanks guys.